Hello, my name is Epic Bubble, and I sometimes go by the name of Simon, and this is a thoughts video on modern art, a board game, not postmodern art, just modern art. So this was designed by Reiner Knizia long time ago, and CMON not republished it, or CMON has now republished it. There's not a lot of copies going around. You can probably get a few more off Amazon, but it was quite hard to find. And I'm happy I came across a game of it and played it. So these are my thoughts. Again, it's not a review. It's not going to be me giving you the whole rules, but it's generally going to be me saying if a game's good or not and why you should buy it or not, and a few things of why is it good or why is it bad. So without that all being said, let's get started. So modern art, I'm talking mostly about the new copy, so the CMON edition, because a lot of what brings this game to life is, well, the artwork. You see, in modern art, you essentially are gallerists selling art and then rebuying art, and the person with the most money wins. But you do so through an auction. You have four types of auctions, and the auctions are all determined by what card you play, and the card is a person's artwork essentially. So an auction might be, say, a closed bid, so everyone bids a secret amount of money. One might be a reserve bid, in which you name a price and it'll go around the table, and if someone decides to pick it up for that price, then they get the artwork. Or it might be a one-up auction, where you're essentially trying to bid higher than the next person, and then once it goes on the table once, the person with the highest bid will then win. And then there's also the times two card, which essentially allows you to put two artworks down at the same time. At the end of a round, which is after 5 cards of an artist have been played, you then will score. Essentially, you're going to be cashing in the artwork that you have in front of you, and depending on how many copies of a person's artwork there are. So, for example, if the red artist has 5 or the most paintings done, then he's going to be worth the most points. Art is all about prestige. So the artist that is the most famous, essentially is going to be worth the most money, and then you'll sell it out. You'll do it for 4 rounds, and the person with the most money wins. So the concept is not innovative, and the auctioning is not innovative, if anything. I mean, all those auction styles have been done before, but where the game comes to life is the fact it's art. There's a wonderful theme that gets carried throughout the game simply based on the artwork of the cards, and of course the game is modern art. You feel like pretentious art critics when you are playing this game. You will put out a piece of artwork and you'll say it's $50. I say $50. It's technically $50,000, but you have just a cardboard token that says 50 on it. But you put it out there and you say 50, and everyone rolls their eyes. Except what's going to happen is everyone rolls their eyes, and then you say, well, who wants to buy it? You go to the first person, he'll pass. Second person passes. Third person hands you 50. You're just smiling because you just got $50, and everyone's looking at the person like thinking they're nuts. But they have a hand of cards, right? And they might be picking up that red artist because they're simply going to now play 2 red artist cards in their turn and say, you know what, these cards are worth 60 now. And that's great. That is so good. There's a thing, I can't get excited about this game more, but there's this thing where you're looking at the artwork and you're thinking that's not worth anything, but it could be worth something. And it's so thematically rich because that's probably how the artwork world works. At least that's what I think it works. But it's so fun to kind of see the look on other people's faces when you're like, oh, why did he have to play that card? And the game doesn't take long. I mean, you could probably get this game done in 30 minutes. It is that quick. It is a filler game, but it has such a nice way to it. We talked about Medici, the card game. I've played Reiner Knizia's Ra, both of which are auctionish style games. But I think modern art really does clinch that auction feeling, because there's nothing worse when you say, I will pay $60 for that artwork, and the next person goes along and be like, I pay 61, and you're just like, if I said 61, would he have said 62? There's that tension that gets created, and then of course there are times when there's so much artwork being produced, because again, the round only ends when 5 pieces of artwork are put down or are in the supply. And so there's a situation where you say buy 2 green artworks, but then that's the lowest number of, well, he has the lowest number of paintings. There might be a situation where blue has like 5, orange has 4, and say yellow has 3, and then you're sitting with 2 greens that you paid maybe $60 for each, and those are worth nothing. And you're just sitting there biting your teeth in frustration. But again, because the game is so quick, it just works. And again, it's that theme of art that just sells the game, because you just paid $60 for painting that is basically worthless. And it's funny, it's an auction game, a Reiner Knizia auction game that's incredibly funny when people do mistakes like that. And again, you are frustrated, but it's just so rewarding. And the final thing, you're hiding all your money, and at the end you just reveal it. You're just like, yeah, I got $500. What did you get? And the other guy's like, I got 250, and it just feels so rewarding. I have to say, this is probably one of my favorite filler games of 2017. Actually, no, probably one of my favorite filler games of 2018. It came out 2017, but I think this is going to be 100% in my list of top 10 games of 2018. That is a guaranteed. I'm going to be picking up my copy hopefully at the end of the month, and I applaud you to do so as well. This is such a good game. The artwork is unbelievably beautiful. You essentially have 5 artists who do modern artwork, and you have the rule book, and then basically half the rule book is just the portfolio of all these artists saying how they came about, what style of artwork they were inspired by. And so there really has been a level of effort put in by the publisher to make this game come alive, and this is why. So I think a big thing, right, is you often look at designers and you often criticize the design of, is the game fun to play? And then you might criticize the publisher for if a game has crappy components or not. But there has to be a working relationship between both the designer and the publisher to ensure that the theme is done right. Because if the theme isn't done right, then that can be such a put-off to otherwise really good game. And so when I get around to playing modern art and the theme just comes alive and you feel like scummy art dealers, it is just mind-blowingly good. Anyway, that's going to be it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Of course, if you have liked these videos, hit the like button. And if you want to see more of these videos, hit the subscribe button. And please leave a comment. I know some of you might be interested in picking up this game of modern art. Maybe you prefer an older edition which had, well, modern art, but maybe you preferred that kind of art style a bit better. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. That's going to be it for me. Bye-bye.